Welcome to the instructional video for the DJI Phantom 2. The drone consists of 4 propellers that will need to be installed and a battery pack that will be snapped in. You'll notice on top of the propellers there is either a silver or a black mark, and that will indicate which way they need to spin on to their port on top of the drone. The battery pack, you can check the charge by pressing in one time and it will indicate how much battery power is there, and then you just snap the battery pack in and you can power the drone on. To power the drone on, you'll press once, release, and then hold down. This powers the drone on. Opposite the battery pack, you can find ports where you can plug into your computer, and also ports that will store your card for your camera. Your camera is on a gimbal, which allows it to keep steady footage when you are moving in the air. The remote control has the power button that you will slide to the right, and there will be a green indicator light indicating that it is powered on. It has 2 joysticks that you will use to control the remote, along with the S2 and the S1 switches, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Also on the remote is an antenna and an adjustable holder for your iPhone that you will use to get live footage of your drone. There's also a receiver. The drone contains a port where you can charge your receiver, and your receiver has its Wi-Fi, which you will need to connect to your phone. Some important things to consider though: the drone is not a toy. It's not intended for indoor use. Do not fly it over crowded areas where there are lots of people. Be careful of full-size aircraft around you. Stay at least 10 feet away for takeoff. Turn off the transmitter before approaching the aircraft. And make sure you have a clear airspace. So with the clear airspace, if you get in trouble with your drone, you can always go up. And make sure you follow FAA guidelines, which is a maximum height of 400 feet. To begin, you need to take the gimbal clamp off of your camera of your drone so that it can move about freely. You can control this camera from your phone, and you want to make sure the S2 and S1 switches are in the upright position. Then turn on your transmitter. Turn on your receiver. Once you power on the drone, you will want to begin the calibration process. Once your drone's flashing lights have turned green, you will begin the calibration process. You will flip the right-hand switch up several times, up and down. Then you will do what's called the DJI dance. Twist your drone in a counterclockwise position until it blinks green, and then turn the drone on its side and continue in that motion. Calibration is recommended each time you take off from a location that is more than 5 miles from your last location. You will want to wait until the drone is a solid green light, indicating that you have GPS lock with the satellites. You'll want to make sure your transmitter is on, and you'll go into your Wi-Fi on your phone and connect to the Phantom Wi-Fi. When you have a check mark next to the Phantom Wi-Fi, you will know you are connected to your drone. You can then go into the DJI app and see live footage from your camera. To start the drone, take the joysticks and drag them into the bottom left-hand corner as such. Your drone will begin spinning. To take off, the left-hand joystick in the up position makes the drone go up, and if you were to bring the joystick down, the drone would go down. The left-hand controller, up and down, controls the height. Your right-hand joystick will control the direction that the drone travels, as seen in the video. To spin your drone, your first joystick, if you take it left or right, you can spin your drone around to get different footage on your camera. But when you spin, this may change the direction on the right hand joystick. and if ever you get in trouble, it's always better to go up. When landing, bring the drone down close to the ground and hold that left joystick all the way down. This will effectively shut off your drone. FAA regulations require that your drone is always in sight and is never above 400 feet. However, it is possible to lose sight of your drone. If this happens, this is what to do. If you've lost sight or control of your drone, power the remote off. This will cause the drone to enter come home mode, which it will come home. Once you see your drone again, power the remote back on, but you will not have any control of your drone. To gain control back of your drone, take the S1, which is the right hand switch, and bring it down. You will now have control of your drone. We hope that you never have to use this, but it's better safe than sorry, and you may want to practice these techniques. This concludes the tutorial for basic flying for the Vision 2 Plus drone. Remember, it is not a toy, and it's very important to be a responsible flyer. But have fun and review FAA guidelines and regulations and the manual for extra support. Thank you. Have fun.